Rassie Rasmus and the Springboks have just announced their 28-man squad that will be flying over to Argentina to compete in the one away test against Argentina. There's a couple of guys that they've brought back in. There's a couple of guys that they are resting. So as always, let me know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comments. Leave this video a like, and if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. As you know, we're trying to interview Siya Kolisi and Rassie Rasmus on this YouTube channel, and still about 80% of you that watch this channel on a regular basis are not subscribed. It helps us out a lot, so please hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get into the squad. So Rassie Rasmus did say during the week and over the weekend that they were going to split the Springbok sides. One side was going to go to Argentina while a bunch of players stayed back to train and get ready for the second Argentinian test. Now, a lot of the guys that they have left out have had quite a high workload over the past couple of months against Ireland and Portugal and into the Rugby Championship. So it's not much of a surprise why he's left some of these guys out. Maybe they also have a couple of niggles that they need to sort out, but they are still training. There's a training camp that starts tomorrow in Stellenbosch where they'll start to tighten the nuts and bolts for the two Argentinian tests. So the 7 players that have been left out and are not traveling to Argentina are Bongi Mbonambe, Frans Malherbe, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Sasha Feinberg Ngumazulu, Damian de Allende, Cheslin Colby, and Willie Leroux. Now, there's a couple of massive names in that group of players that have been left out. Damian de Allende, who's going to play inside center. Cheslin's been in incredible form on the wing. Obviously, Willie Leroux, I wasn't expecting to travel to Argentina, but I do think he'll probably play the one at home. Sasha has also been given a bit of a rest here. I thought he's performed very, very well for his first 6 or 7 test matches for the Springboks. Pieter-Steph du Toit has been phenomenal. Frans Malherbe and Bongi have also been doing their job. So what side and squad are they taking to Argentina, and maybe who are they going to start and who are they going to bench? These are a couple of the things I want to discuss in today's video. So starting off with the props, we've got Thomas du Toit, Vincent Koch, Oxencher, and Gerrit Steenkamp. So pretty straightforward, I think, to what's going to happen there. They have included one utility forward, that being Jan-Hendrik Wessels, who can play prop or he can play hooker. I would be very surprised to see if they started him at hooker or played him in that hooker position when they've just brought up Johan Grobler and obviously Malcolm Marx stays in the squad. So I do think, as much as they label him here as a utility forward, I do think Jan-Hendrik Wessels has more of a chance of playing in that prop position, because Johan Grobler had a decent run against Australia. We know how good Malcolm Marx is, and we probably can expect Johan Grobler to start and Malcolm Marx to come off the bench. In the props, Thomas du Toit, Ox, Gerrit Steenkamp, Vincent Koch. I would love to see Thomas du Toit get a start. I think he had a great season for Bath. He played pretty well when he did put on the Springbok jersey this season. Vincent Koch probably also deserves a little bit of game time. Ox will probably come off the bench just to rest him up a little bit. And then Gerrit Steenkamp is also there for the argument of starting or coming off of the bench. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Rassie Rasmus sort of formulates that front three. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Then into the locks, we've got Eben Etzebeth, Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg, Salman Murat, and Ruan Nokia. Now, Rassie has already said that Salman Murat is probably going to captain the Springboks against Argentina when they fly and play away from home. So Salman Murat will most likely be starting. Then it's just about who you pair him up with, right? You can pair him up with Eben Etzebeth, but I also think they probably want to give Eben a little bit of a break, and they can also start to sort of blood Ruan Nokia and Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg a little bit more, with Eben Etzebeth potentially coming off of the bench and being that insurance policy if the Springboks need it, like we saw in that second Australian test. So I would be surprised if Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg gets a start, but we have seen stranger things. But for me, I think it's probably going to be Salman Murat and Ruan Nokia starting with Eben on the bench and Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg just there for safety in case someone gets injured or gets a niggle in training leading up to that test match. Then into the loose forwards, and without Pieter-Steph du Toit, this is quite a clear run for Ben Jason Dixon, right? He's a very, very similar player to Pieter-Steph du Toit, and I'd be very surprised to see him not start against Argentina. You got Siya Kolisi, Ulrich Loh, Kwagga Smith, Marco van Staden, and Jasper Visser. Again, it's that battle of that number 8 jersey. Is it going to be Kwagga? Is it going to be Jasper Visser? Is it going to be Ulrich Loh? Jasper Visser started both tests against the All Blacks. Ulrich Loh came off the bench and I thought provided a lot of impact. So this might be another opportunity for Rassie Erasmus to throw Ulrich Loh a line and see if he can do it away from home. He might want to give Jasper Wiese a couple more games and more game time starting in that number 8 jersey. I would be surprised if Kwagga doesn't start, but he just has been so good coming off of that bench. I would think that they're probably going to rest Siya Kolisi. I would think that if Rassie can, he probably won't even play Siya Kolisi starting or on the bench, especially with, I'm pretty sure he has an operation coming up for his fractured cheekbone. And then Ben Jason Dixon will start. Marco van Staden might start ahead of Siya Kolisi just because of those reasons. So there's a lot of things that they can sort of play around there in the loose forwards position. Another very interesting sort of aspect of the Springbok game to look at moving into this Argentinian test away from home. Again, let me know who you guys would play. Then into the back line. Now, this is going to be a hotly debated topic because I think this is where we're going to see the most change and sort of newer guys, not newer guys, but guys getting more game time, right? We got Jaden Hendrikse, Kobus Reinach, and Grant Williams. Grant got his first or second start against the All Blacks this past weekend. Jaden Hendrikse didn't look too bad coming off the bench. Kobus Reinach, we know how good he is, how experienced he is, and we might need him coming off the bench. I would be surprised if they don't utilize Kobus Reinach in this test against Argentina, just because he is going with Jaden Hendrikse and Grant Williams are the more two inexperienced guys. So I would expect Kobus to start and then Grant or Jaden to come off of the bench and give them some time off of the bench there. Into the 5 positions, Manie Lebok and Handré Pollard, no Sasha. So this is telling me that Manie is probably going to start. Pollard's probably going to start on the bench. And then into the centers with Lukhanyo and Jesse Kriel, like I was saying with Damien Delende being left at home, who's going to play that inside center role, right? It could be Lukhanyo or it could be Handré Pollard. I'd be very surprised to see Handré Pollard start at 12. It's probably going to be Lukhanyo at 12 and Jesse Kriel at 13, just because we've seen how good Lukhanyo can be in that number 12 jersey. That's the position he played coming up through rugby, and then we saw him play it in the Portugal test match in that 12-13. He had to manage the 12-13 channels because Andre Esterhuizen went off, and then he also did it quite well. I think it was against Australia. He came on and played 12. So it's probably going to be Manie Lebok, Lukhanyo and Jesse Kriel. I'm very excited to see Manie Lebok in a Springbok jersey again. I think we're developing some very, very good youth players in the likes of Sasha. We got Handré Pollard, who's the veteran, and then Manie Lebok is sort of somewhere in the middle there. And if we do get an injury to Handré Pollard or Sasha, then Manie is one of those guys who has won a Rugby World Cup that can come and slot in. So love him or hate him, Manie Lebok is a very, very good rugby player, and he does suit this Tony Brown system. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing him back in a Springbok top. Then into the outside backs, we've got Kurt Lawrence, Apelele Fassi, and Makazole Mapimpi, with the utility back being Kane and Moody. Now, Moody can probably also play 13, so he could slot in there. Apelele Fassi is going to get a start in that fullback position. Rassie Erasmus has already said that, and him being sort of the only out-and-out fullback is probably suggesting that he will start. Kurt Lawrence will start. Makazole Mapimpi might start. Kane and Moody might start in place of Makazole Mapimpi in that wing position. So there are a couple of decisions to be made in the forward pack as well as in the back line. But this is 23 out of these 28 guys are going to be stepping onto the pitch against Argentina next weekend. Let me know in the comments who you would want to start, who you would want coming off the bench, and who is just going to go there and sort of help the team train and rest up. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, leave this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.